Meet my new camera dog, Morty. Yep, there she goes. New director, Poppy.
Well, hello there all. I'm Retro Rob and welcome to Retro Rob Plays Everything. Today we're taking a look at the Atari 2600 Plus Pac Man edition. Look at how bright that thing is. You can see it from space. That's not yellow, that's yellow. Yellow.
Here's the front of the box. Atari 2600 Plus Pac Man edition video game console with the Pac Man double feature. Game cartridge, that's right. We'll be playing a little bit of that. I'm not terribly good at Pac-Man, to be honest. I used to be great at the 2600 version, but not so much anymore. I had a pattern for it. Includes wireless CX40 Plus joystick. Don't those look a lot better than the ones back in the day? It's so distracting. Look at these two. Look at them. This is my life now. I thought that they keep each other company, but the reality is they just follow me around and be obnoxious. That's my life, though. Did I mention this is for everyone? It's for everyone! It's a .E. world. Experience the original video game Romance that began in 1982 when Atari brought Pac-Man to home consoles for the first time. These icons are together again to celebrate their legacy with Pac-Man Double Feature. The 2-in-1 cartridge features an arcade-style version along with the original Atari 2600 Pac-Man. Play retro games you remember from back then on a system upgraded for today. That wording was a little bit odd to me. Maybe I just can't read. Anyway, it includes an Atari 2600 console, Pac-Man edition, CX40 wireless joystick Pac-Man edition. By the way, I ordered the pink one as well. It got here, but it's got a cut down the side of the box. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but I won't be showing it in this video. It ruined it for me. I'm kidding. I'll show it later. Anyway, Pac-Man Legacy Game Cartridge. Wireless USB and classic DB9 adapter. HDMI cable. USB power cable. Wow. I also bought the official Atari USB-C adapter, AC adapter, because I wanted an Atari logo on it. I'm willing to pay for that. They know their audience. We're suckers. The dogs, by the way, still going at it. They're still trouble. Let's open it up. You ready for this? It was love at first bite. And I gotta say, Atari's presentation, their game has gone up and up. They weren't bad a couple years ago, but every new box looks better. If the box matters to you, that's good, right? If it doesn't, well, that's life. I like a cool looking box. The groundbreaking game, the iconic home video game system. Together again to celebrate that legacy, and look at this yellow bastard. Oh yeah. That's a pretty boy. Yep. Gotta say, look at that. So we got your original switches. I've already gone through this console before. However, I guess we'll run through one more time. You got the on-off switch. You got the color black and white here. Sometimes those are used in games. You've got game select, game reset. I don't mean the power button. I mean the color black and white can be used. I think it raises and lowers the shields in one of the games. I can't remember which one. Was it Star? It's not Star Master. Anyway, expert novice switches. Expert and novice switches are in here. You've got the scaling function, so you can set it for widescreen or 4:3. You've got HDMI out. You've got USB-C. You got the whole package. What's on the bottom? Anything? Oh yeah, Atari logo. But yeah, it looks pretty cool in my opinion. And it's got kind of a, if you look real close, it looks kind of wood grain. Yeah. All right, too much time spent on that. Sorry about that. We've got the Pac-Man double feature manual. Are we not going to get the box for this? I mean, there's this for the joystick. We've got the Atari 2600 Plus Quick Start Guide. 1 page. I guess the cartridge is in here. Nice. Again, presentation is a lot. And my presentation skills are just going downhill. The dogs are chewing in the background. It is so distracting. Anyway, I like the little Pac-Man look to the box. It's really nice. We've got your USB-C cable, HDMI cable. Cartridges on the other side, of course. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's open that guy up. Am I wrong about this? No. It opens up like this. And then there's there's nothing else in here. So the cartridge is in with the joystick, I guess? Oh. Well. We shall see here. Guess we're gonna see where the game's hiding. Okay, joystick. Look at that. Again, really nice packaging. It's good. They spent out. There we go. Right at the top. Atari 7800. Pac-Man double feature. And I'll show you the original Pac-Man just for some fun. And the 7800 one. And then let's open this guy up. We will have a... There we go. Charging cable, USB-C to USB. We're going to have the adapters, USB, and DB9, 9-pin adapters. So you can hook it up with the Atari. And then, take a look at the joystick here. Got a old Yeller. Look at that. It's got a Pac-Man on it. Feels nice. Looks pretty interesting. It's got rubber feet on the bottom. There's the front of it. I guess that turns her on and off. Or starts the syncing process. One of the two. Yeah. There we go. Construction feels pretty good. Guess we can take it for a whirl.
If for some reason your joystick does not sync up right away, you can just press and hold this button right here. And once the lights are steady, there you go.
Well, this is definitely going to be the one that sits in the game room now. Look at that. That is so cool. Very nice.
Let's demonstrate the difference between widescreen and 4x3. Right now the Atari's on 4x3 mode. And here is widescreen. I prefer 4x3. If you want to use your old school original Atari 2600 controller, go right ahead. This thing has DB9 ports, and that's what it actually uses even for the wireless controller. So that's pretty nice. So there's 4 dip switches on the Atari Pac-Man cartridge. Don't know why there's 4, because technically there's only 2 games on it. There's a hidden one, which I'll show you in a little bit. But anyway, if you put the first dip switch to the down position, you get the original arcade perfect Atari 2600 version. And this one, I used to have a pattern for where you would die once in a great while, but it would never be enough to end the game. I mean, it was a really good pattern. I'm kind of sad I can't remember it. But, the game is, honestly, it's not as horrendous as many feel it is, but it's definitely not good. The controls they're a little rough, and it gets kind of frustrating to play really quickly. So we're just gonna go on. Atari 7800 Pac-Man, right here. This plays so nice. The controls are quite good and tight. The actual graphics seem pretty much dead on. It's just pretty wonderful game all the way around. If the second player difficulty is set to A, you can partially control Blinky. I hear. I haven't tried it, but I hear that exists. And that's kind of cool. When I was a kid, I played this well enough that I would wait till the very last minute to pick up the power pellets. But these days, I'm just not that good. So I kind of have to go after him. Yeah. 10-year-old me is definitely complaining about the lack of skill on display right here. Still made it without dying. Yeah, that's not much of a brag. Let's go on. Now I'm on the main screen for Pac-Man double feature. I'm going to show you something. No, wiggle this around a little bit. Okay, you got these options. Players, lives. These are all pretty obvious stuff. See, 3 or 5. Random mazes, which you can have on the 7800 version. But watch this. I just flipped the color and black and white switch. And now I have version. The arcade version is the 7800 version. However, the home version is the 2600 version. And why would I want to do this instead of using the dip switches? Because this is actually a 7800 version of the 2600 game. It's not visibly different until you do this. At least not much visibly different until you do this. If you switch on the random mazes, hit the button to start. Now watch this. Wait. See how the maze changed? You now get random mazes in the Atari 2600 version. How freaking cool is that? I'm not going to put you through the 2600 version again, but I think that's really, really cool. Nice bonus. So I have heard that a lot of homebrew does not work on the 2600 Plus. Penult does not appear to work. At least it doesn't work on mine, even though it works on my regular Atari 2600. So if you've got better results, let me know in the comments down below. I've tried a few times and I cleaned it, so I'm pretty sure this one's not working. Here's EXO, and this is sold by Atari Age. And it is, you know, what you'd consider homebrew. It runs, however. Doesn't seem to have a problem. So that's good. Please note that many 7800 games use 2 buttons. And the joystick that comes with this only has one button. Yeah. So you're going to want to get the 7800 controller to play 7800 games. Which is fine, I guess, you know. That's to be expected. Oof, is that going to kill me? No. Oh! I suck at this game, but it is oh so good. It's oh so good. Alright, Star Wars, the arcade game for the Atari 2600, which is, to be fair, kind of an expensive game, so you definitely, if you bought it, want it to run on your 2600 plus, and happy to say it does. Parker Brothers, I think, was pretty good in general at their arcade to home translations. And this is one heck of an Atari 2600 arcade to home translation. It's just really well done. Again, yeah, there's better ports out there, yes, but as far as the 2600 goes, especially in this time frame, this is very impressive work. And it pretty much has all the elements. Alright, it's got close to all the elements of the original game. I think I got this for Christmas when I was a kid, and I was like, really? Like, this is the best thing ever. The big problem I have with this is, lining this up is a bear. There we go. I think I got it. First trench run is pretty easy, so you can basically stay at the bottom. And just keep firing. And eventually you'll blow the Death Star up. Come on. There we go. Booyah. So long, Death Star. Good game, though. It gets much harder after the first run. Here's some Mountain King by CBS running on the 2600 Plus. It's running the latest firmware, at least as of this recording. And it's pretty good. You're hard-pressed to find things that originally were on the Atari 2600 that don't run on this device. And that's pretty nice. Yeah, there we go. Let's go take a look at Pitfall 2. Ooh. Pitfall 2 running on the Atari 2600 Pac Man edition. And only the earliest versions of the 2600 Pluses had a problem with this. And all you really had to do was upgrade the firmware. But it's nice to know that this plays out of the box. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. By Atari 2600 standards, of course. But still, nice to play it. And using the wireless controller is absolutely brilliant. Yes, I do like it. Let's go on. Of course, this runs Atari 7800 games like Food Fight. Love this game. Love this game. A friend of mine actually introduced me to this. Larry, who was a big fan of it. I had not played it before that time. I mean, it was years ago now, but still. It's an epic game. Definitely grab it for your 7800. Or, well, grab it for this. Grab it for this. If you get this, grab this game. This is definitely a worthwhile game. Oh, shoot. I'm out! I'm out! Run, run, run! Get the... Yeah. Yes! Oh, yes. Good. Yep. Love it. This is Activision's Fishing Derby. And I'm showing you this not because it hasn't been compatible in other versions of the Atari 2600 Plus or 7800 Plus, as the case may be, but because it is my single dirtiest cartridge in existence in my collection. It never, I don't know, man. I will clean the heck out of this thing. And next week, I go to clean it again and it's dirty again. It's just crazy. But anyway, I'm impressed because I don't think any of my other consoles have run it at all, no matter how much I clean it, other than the original. And that is one thing. These Plus series game systems really like a clean cartridge. So you got to clean them really good, especially if you get them from a thrift shop or something and they're just, you know, like old and dingy. Clean that sucker up quite a bit. But I think my success with this cartridge is due to the fact that the 2600 plus Pac-Man edition has a tighter cartridge port than the other ones. And I've kind of felt this out a little bit, and it's definitely true of mine. And if you have one of these and you experienced the same thing or didn't, let me know. Maybe it's just that this one's randomly tighter than other ones. Don't know if it's a design thing or not, but still, it's definitely easier to get cartridges to work on this one. Oh, you bastard! You ever notice how the shark just hangs out on your side? Like, look at this. It's like he just waits for me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Seriously. Go, go, go. Almost there. Almost there. Get this one. Come on. Get it. Get it. Get it. There we go. Oh, victory. Sweet victory. That's the way I like to end on gameplay. With winning. Happens sometimes. Not often. Final thoughts on the Atari 2600 Plus Pac-Man Edition. It makes quite a statement. Yeah, we're starting with the appearance here. Whether or not you like the look of this is definitely gonna be a personal choice. It's gaudy. By any description, this is a gaudy looking device. That's a lot of yellow there. I was not really sold on it until I turned it on and saw like the Pac-Man and Ghost running lights over here and went, yeah, this is my display Atari now. It is gaudy, but man, it's so 80s cool. I really like the look of it. The quality of the construction is quite good. It feels like original Atari hardware. I mean, it really does feel nice and solid. I'm not worried about it breaking at all. You know, these feel like original controllers. They do. They feel like OEM Atari controllers. They're really quite good. By the way, Atari, you know what would really be great? If you'd add another smaller red button right down below these in the future. So that when I want to play an Atari 7800 game that has two buttons, I have that second button. Or you could do what you did with the VCS and put a second one up here, you know, or out here somewhere. That would be fine too. But it just would be nice if I would have to switch controllers to play 7800 games that need two buttons. So something to think about there, Atari. I like the fact that this uses, you know, standard USB-C cabling, standard HDMI. That is all good, especially if you're somebody that, you know, maybe wants to show your kids or grandkids, as the case may be, what games look like when you were a kid. There's still some fun games on the Atari 2600. Compatibility is pretty good. I haven't seen anybody successfully get a supercharger to work on this yet, but, you know, time will tell. Maybe somebody will be able to get that working. Multi-carts. I know I use a multi-cart at conventions and such, but I'm not huge on using them for the Atari 2600. I think half the fun is shoving the cartridge in there. But it sounds good. You can get, at least by accounts, multi-carts that will load like one ROM at a time when they power up. To work. In other words, no menu. That's it. If there's a menu to choose different ROMs, it won't work. But if there isn't, it apparently does work. Just so you know, something to try out. You can contact the manufacturer and ask them. But anyway, yeah, they sometimes work, sometimes don't. That's what I'm telling you. Another thing I am going to tell you is these are definitely more finicky than the original hardware as far as loading cartridges. You've got to keep your cartridges clean. I've had plenty of games that ran just fine on my 80s Atari hardware and gave this thing a fit until I cleaned them. And it actually hurt one of my reviews because some of the stuff was working fine on the 80s hardware. I'm like, well, what the heck? It won't load. So I thought it didn't load, but it would. So if you're having a problem with a game, clean it really good. I mentioned this one because this is like dirtiest freaking game I own. I don't know why. I play it every once in a while, but oh, it's so dirty. It's a dirty, dirty cartridge. Anyway, all in all, this will be my main daily driver Atari from now on. I like the look of it. I like the functionality. It's running the latest firmware, so I don't have to deal with that at this point. Of course, who knows? Another firmware might come out, and I'll have to deal with it at that point. But for now, it is the latest firmware, and just gives you less and less to mess with. So if you can deal with the gaudiness of it, I would say definitely go for this thing. It's a thumbs up. Love the packing game. I have very few complaints. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.
I remember when you were the best in town. Gaming all day, we were never let down. Invite friends over, dial the telephone. Playing hard in arcades, then taking it home. Sorry, Atari, where have you gone? Thrown in the closet, forgotten alone. Now I'm back, yeah, back to the past. Dust off that joystick, let's have a blast. Maybe the games weren't as good as arcades. We didn't care 'cause you were here. Playing Space Invaders with our best friends. Atari was the best, never thought it would end. Sorry, Atari, where have you gone? Thrown in the closet, forgotten alone. Now I'm back, yeah, back to the past. Dust off that joystick, let's have a blast. The years went past in the blink of an eye. Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox had a try. I just long for the good old days. Pull out my Atari, it's time to play.